Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you how to sterilize a few different items on instruments that we use on a regular basis. So we have our basic mouth mirrors that we use for regular recalls exams. We have a little bit of some burrs, or actually a file and a clamp. And then we have hand pieces, a bite wing tab, and then also a nitrous mask, which is rubber. So key thing with everything is we got to make sure that everything is bagged and put away in the dirty side before we run it through the statum and goes over on the clean side after. So whenever you have any instruments that you bring out from open bay, what you want to do is you kind of want to rinse any residue that's on them. Say for instance if you use a scaler and you have some caked on calculus, you want to make sure that you go ahead and scrub it off with a toothbrush, or if not, rinse off with the water. Then what you'll do is you'll go ahead and place it right in there to the ultrasonic. Close the lid. Little line right here. You want to flip the switch all the way to the line. Okay. Now, as far as for any kind of miscellaneous like burrs, clamps, or files, anything like this that you see, we do have a little basket that looks just like this that is small in size that you can place the burrs in there, or small other items like this. Go ahead and close it. And then you can go ahead and place it in the ultrasonic and let it do its thing as well. Now, for these, we don't bag them. We just set them off here, so that way they can be ran. Because as soon as they come out of the statum, we go ahead and place them in the extra room so we can use them for the next patient. So these don't need to get bagged. But these do, and so does this. So with these, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and grab the biggest pouch that we have, which would be this one inside. What you want to do is you want to label the date. So today is 3. Today is the B2, and then my initials. So you want to put the month / the day, and then the assistant's initials for bagging the instruments. So you want to go ahead and put this in here. Now this is rubber. Rubber against this kind of plastic is harder for it to be placed in the bag. So you want to kind of have to pinch it and then kind of drag it down a little bit, just like that. Fix it, and then this here can get tucked in right here in this area. Pull off the little sleeve here, hold it, seal it, it's ready to go. You can place it right here so that way in the next cycle for the statum they can be ran through. Now for hand pieces, I like to take a wipe and I wipe them down. Make sure that there's no tooth residue on there. Make sure that they're nice and clean before I start lubricating them. Now with this hand piece, there is an attachment that you will be using, and I'll grab that in just a second, but just making sure that this are pretty relatively okay with no tooth residue or anything like that. Now, this attachment stays here at all times and won't always be there just because it's dirty, and it makes it easier for us to go ahead and lubricate these hand pieces because we'll be using the Sistina. This hand piece is made to fit in here, so you go ahead and place it in. Tug on it after you clamp it down, make sure that it's safe. Close this button back here. You're going to hold it for 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Let it go. Let it do its thing. And at the same time, you'll grab a little pouch, and then you'll start doing the month, the day, and your initials. And then in the meantime, I'll push this down, put this in, fasten it, let go. It's nice and snug. So in this here, there's a little red button right there on the side. You want to go ahead and push it. So what it does is it releases the handpiece for you. This opening here will go in that little knob right there. Push it down. Make sure it's nice and snug. Close it up. Push it. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Let it run. Now, usually when you lubricate it, it does have some oil that come out. So you want to take the sanding wipe that you were using and kind of wipe it off. Make sure it looks nice and clean. And then I'll go ahead and put this into the bag. Like so. And then I'll just wait for the handpiece to be done. Take it down, push the button, release it, clean it off. Make sure it's good to go. I'll pull this up and then it pops off. And then you'll go ahead and bag this. Seal it up. Done. There you go. And at this point, the instruments from the ultrasonic are done running, so I'll go ahead and take them out. I'll pull it out of the basket, dump them in the sink, run some water on it, make sure there's no residue or anything left on them. Put them down, and then I'll grab the appropriate pouches for them. So 3-2 initials, 3-2 initials. So 1 mouth mirror. And then I'll grab one of these. I'll grab 2 of them because they're 2 different items. So I'll put this in here. Put it away. Hide it and put it away. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and clean up the station after I'm done putting everything, making sure that everything's nice and clean up here. So taking a stain wipe, make sure everything's nice and clean. And then everything should be good. And we'll take off your gloves. Put it away, and then you can carry on with the rest of the day. Okay, now these are very common instruments that get put on the dirty side that a lot of people might be a little bit confused on what to do with them. Nitrous rubber stuff does not go in the ultrasonic. Don't put it in there. It doesn't belong in there. So what you would do is you'd go ahead and bag it. Remember to mark your date and to mark the initials. You leave it on the dirty tray, because then that means that it's ready to be loaded into the static. Hand pieces. They do not belong in the ultrasonic. What we do is we wipe them down and then we lubricate them and then bag them so that way they can get ran for the next cycle. Now doing so, when you bring them into the dirty side, what I like to do is grab sandy wipe, disinfect the outside of it so that way you don't get the machine that lubricates them dirty on the inside. These have attachments to this. So where they use this is push down, touch, let it go. Okay? And you come to the Esticina. This is what lubricates the hand pieces and makes sure that they run smoothly so that way when we use them for treatments, they run very well. Put this down. There's a red button there. And then this piece goes in here. So what you'll do is you go ahead and punch it in there. Give it a tug. Make sure it's on there right. Because if it's not in there right, what happens is this. You put it in, and you don't latch it right, and you close this button right back here. You push on it for at least 2 seconds, and that way it runs. What happens is, push on it, stop the hanky. That's not what you want to do. Doesn't work that way. It's a little ledge right here. You want to go ahead and pull it out. That way you can slide the handpiece out. Wipe it down. Put it back in. Make sure you hear that latch. Tug on it, make sure it's good. Close it. Hit it for 2 seconds. Just like that. Push the red button. Make sure that it's loose so that way you can pull it out. With the slow speed, you don't need an attachment. It just clicks right in. So once again, push it in. Tug on it. Make sure that it's good. Close it up. Push for 2 seconds. Let it run. In the meantime, listen from your other handpiece. Wipe down any extras lubricant that could have came out of the little hole there. Push down, release, put this back there where it belongs. Take one of the smaller ones, go ahead and start marking the date with their initials. Bag it, and at this time the slow speed should almost be done. Take it. Push the button, release it, wipe out any excess lubricant, place it in there, like this, flip it, bag it, put it on the to be run side. Dirty pen, stays on the dirty side.